Welcome back to another video, ladies and gentlemen, and critters all alike. I literally seen this uploaded 10 minutes ago and got sent it a few times, and I was like, oh, of course I'm going to be on top of this. So here it is, the legend of the cast of the Legend of Vox Machina. Did I already say welcome back and sending out a lot of love? Well, if I didn't, there we go, we said it there. Quick intro stuff out the way. Links down below if you want to get in contact with me or send me anything to react to. And subscribe if you want to be a part of the Lunar Dynasty. Okay, we're out of here. Let's go. Or we're in here, I guess.
When we first played through this campaign, we would have never imagined that we would get some of these names to be voices on our show.
I mean, I feel like a broken record when I just keep fanboying over the actors who are playing these characters, but I'm a fanboy for all the actors who are playing this character. Ah.
Oh no, they're all so good. I can't believe these people are working on the show.
Legend of the cast. Who's working on the show? See if I.
It's an interesting circumstance
familiar.
to be developing an animated series where I created and performed so many of these characters, and then now we have the opportunity to bring them to life. And I should not play all of them. I am genuinely really excited for and have been excited to find the right people to breathe life into these characters in ways that I never could.
Just like the player characters, all of these NPCs that you've seen, they have a piece of Matt in them. They feel like friends. So when we were casting it, there has been that deep amount of levels of consideration to make sure that they will truly be the exact perfect fit.
Part of us will always want Matt to voice every old man, woman, child, but it's been surreal to hear the guests we've had come in and bring some of these long cherished characters to life.
One of those NPCs that is beloved by all is Sean Gilmore of Gilmore's Glorious
Okay, I
Goods.
always see
and
art
after a
about
lot
Gilmore.
of back and forth with Matt himself was actually the one that was very adamant about allowing someone else to take a shot at this beloved character.
I wanted to make sure that his importance to the story was given the care that it deserved.
We really wanted to find somebody who is funny and still full of life, and I think we found him.
Sunil Malhotra has done an incredible job of portraying Gilmore.
He's familiar,
Sean
but I
Gilmore
don't know.
Is, in my imagination, a naughty, sexy, mischievous cat. If he's not selling his wares, he's selling himself.
Sunil brings...
Now, for me, I haven't been introduced to Gilmore yet. I'm still going through I'm literally still starting campaign 1, so a lot of it will be fresh for me. A lot of this, even like maybe a few of those the few of the characters. I think one was the Briarwood, but the other few that popped up, I do not know them. So I've heard of Gilmore, I heard things about him, but I don't know anything about him. So, but the voice actor playing him, I don't know if he's familiar to me, but
his playfulness, charisma,
seems like he
respect.
fits though.
I feel very close to Gilmore. Just full
That's
of
good.
energy and life and verve. That is like hand in glove for me.
He's bringing a very unique flair and passion to the role, and
He's really getting into
really
character.
good at hooking a finger under Vax's chin still.
What we ended up with was enough of Matt's version of the character that we still recognize him as the Gilmore that we fell in love with, but this new spin, a new take that has an authenticity that we could not have gotten if Matt had played the character.
The voice really hits everything that you want out of Gilmore.
Percival
I'm
De
quite
Rollo
pleased.
the third.
As Matt painted it, Exandria is such a broad, diverse, crazy place filled with all kinds of voices from around the realm. And to populate that with voice actors who aren't just the main 8 cast members of Critical Role was always a big goal of ours, to make this world feel expansive and real.
This show is a great big stew.
Imagine getting to play like a citizen or an NPC. Like, imagine if they brought on like some of the critters to just like play a random NPC. Like, not like like almost like it would be cool. That'd be a wild thing if they just were like, you know how they integrate so much of the art and so much of the crazy talented critters that are out here. Imagine if there was like some of the voice talents, and they brought them in and were like, yeah, you'll just be like this little boy on this street, or this family right here. Or that'd be wild. I don't know, maybe they did behind the scenes. You never know. That'd be pretty cool.
Of unbelievable casting choices and people that you have been waiting for and knew were going to be part of it.
We are blessed with choice when it comes to extremely talented people that happen to be friends of ours. And so there have been opportunities in the series to have people like Kari Payton.
Not unfamiliar to Critical
Yeah,
Role fans
Kari,
for his
yeah.
portrayal as Shikasta,
Who is he?
or in Undeadwood.
Undeadwood.
Sovereign Uriel is a huge part,
Who is
which
he playing?
meant that we needed a huge voice. Kari Payton was someone that we turned to for
Uriel
that, and he
Todori?
delivered instantly. He has a level of regality to his voice that you just can't ignore.
He just
Oh,
brings
I'm
so
so
much
glad
weight
to
and
see him.
integrity to Uriel, and
That's
gives it
cool.
even more character than I would have imagined.
We're trying with some of the casting to make sure that everybody you want to hear who's been a part of the family sneaks in there every now
Sneaks
and
in
then.
there every now and
Felicia
then.
Day is a perfect example of someone you will hear rattling around Tal'Dorei.
You'll hear her doing her level best to defend Amon against its enemies in a few of the early episodes.
Okay.
As one!
We would not be here without Felicia Day. She took a chance on us, she saw the possibility, and we knew that we wanted to use her.
We also have people that
Okay.
we have known and loved, such as Bobby Hall.
Okay, we'll take you in. But the bear
Oh,
waits
snap.
outside.
That's
Good
logic.
old Bobby Hall got to play some guards in some
Logic.
of the earlier episodes.
He blew us away. He was phenomenal.
Also stepping up for a
Okay,
character favorite
that's
from the
cool
Vox Machina
as shit.
campaign
That's
is
really
Eugene
cool.
Bird as
Eugene Bird.
Jarrett. Jarrett got a new role in this show. He is now a captain of the Arms of Amon in the animated series.
I think
Okay.
Jared is one of the coolest characters in the campaign.
Jared
Yeah.
is the kind of
His
guy that
design is
you
cool.
need to prove it to him. You need to prove it to him more than a few times.
Eugene is like such a wonderful human being and such a wonderful person. He was in Gears of War with me, and I was so excited when he
That's
got cast.
cool.
General Krieg is
That's
a character
cool.
from our early home game days that some fans may not be super familiar with.
Wait, I love that they're getting like, it's like yo, like it's like, how do I explain it? It's almost like the picks are so perfect. Like they're doing the picks so perfect to what their version of perfect looks like. Like they're literally, it seems like it's just more friends and friends and friends, and you know, yeah, it looks like they're like, it's casting friends, if that makes sense. Even if like there's someone who's playing a certain character that's not too familiar with them or they haven't worked with them before, it seems like they're literally casting people they're familiar with. That it's like a hard way I'm trying to explain it. It's like it seems like every choice that is playing a voice here is a friend. It's just literally it's they got their main group of friends that they are, you know, from Taliesin, Sam, and all them. They're this small family, and then this is like the extended family. That's kind of like how I'm trying to put it. I don't know how to
But
word
he
it,
did
it's
reside
like,
on the Council of Tal'Dorei, and we had to turn to a big voice for his character.
Hello, my name is David Tennant, and I'm playing General Krieg.
Who's David Tennant? I
David
don't, not
Tennant's in our
familiar.
show? What?
Who did he play?
Being able to bring him on board to bring an NPC like Krieg to life, a pre-stream NPC. So he really is the one that brings it to life for the community as well for the first time.
Can't believe you made it out alive.
He was so excited to be part of this project because he had seen the path that it took.
I think it's fantastic. I think this is how all shows should be pitched. They should all start in somebody's front room and end up on
Yeah.
television. Why not?
Knowing what
Yeah.
that character is going to be required
I like what he said. Yeah, I love what he
to
said.
do.
I
Dave,
feel like people put that one line literally, yes, just made my mind expand into something I've brought up before, where I think that there's way too much emphasis on how things need to get done or need to be done in okay, I want to put it like this. Everything that is in existence to us right now stems from the imagination. So on what reins or in what structure does something have to be considered professional? Do you kind of see where I'm going with this? Is like, this was a home game with a group of friends that turned into something bigger. It's not like this group of friends were like they were all, I don't know how to like put it, like A-list freaking D&D like D&D stars. Like, you know, you kind of know what I'm saying. It's like when I think about, you see these spiritual practitioners online, some of these people that are like at the top of the top for doing these certain things have never like gone to school for it or anything like that. They just trusted something within them, which whether it be a divine calling or whatever. And it's always usually divine because there's no separation, but they just follow that calling, and it came into something like this. If that makes if I'm making sense here, is like I feel like there was actually a comment I seen on another video that talked about a YouTuber, if you're familiar with him, named Voldemort, and in the comments the dude was like, I'm not buying that you do not have professional training in voice acting or you went to school for performance arts. And he replied to the comment saying, I actually don't, believe it or not. I'm just like, I've had fun role playing with my friends behind the scenes in D&D games and stuff like that in the past, but I have no arts training whatsoever. And I feel like the most authentic things that come into creation are when they just naturally flow from your being. Just like their whole D&D home game, it naturally flowed, and then it turned into this. They just kept following, like, just, you know. And it's not like this whole emphasis on you gotta go to school, you gotta have this huge degree to be this great. And it's like, these are all fabricated things. Like, these are all made up things that are just, they just became so structured that people forgot that all of this came from the imagination first. That's just, I don't know. That's my little thing on that, but let's continue.
David was fantastic to work with.
I don't know who he played.
We've also had guest appearances by Tony Hale.
Of Veep fame is our Fence. He transformed into this slimy, scheming Fence so brilliantly.
I don't know. The head cleric is Anjali Damani. Her dulcet tones matched perfectly with the character. Don't want to forget Cassandra DeRollo, sister of Percy, played by Esme Creed Miles. The Tavern Keeper, which was a fan-created character, voiced by Mason Alexander Park, who was incredible. They knocked it out of the booth. The goddess voice of the Everlight is Tracy Toms.
I think I know
incredible voice, incredible performer.
And One Punch Man himself, Max Middleman, as Desmond, the coachman for the devious Briarwoods.
Bryn, who is a brand new character to the series, is voiced by Stacey Raymond. Also in the Whitestone crew as Keeper Yenin, we have Gina Torres.
Your first take of her is really someone of great calm and spirituality, but she has a much greater agenda. She also has a couple of tricks up her sleeve, which make her a badass.
Cool. When it came to the character of Archibald Desney, we made some changes to the character overall and also wanted to push this young rebel leader with a voice print that we thought would do it justice. We're big fantasy fans, so again, in Shooting for the Moon, we reached out to Dominic Monaghan, and he said yes.
Archibald is a kind of buccaneering, swarthy man of short stature. He tends to let his fists and his axe do the talking.
He just sounds like such a badass dwarf.
Then we need to make our next move count. Gather every able-bodied fighter in Whitestone.
But we have a hobbit.
That
on our
is
show. It's amazing.
Also, Stephen Root. We are huge fans of his, from everything from Office Space to Barry. The way that he chews and works with his words gave a whole new shape to the character of Anders.
Tick tock, you're wasting time.
Vedmeyer also cuts an extremely intimidating profile, and we knew with a half giant of his size, we needed a voice to match it. You can't go wrong with Royer McCann, the Hound from Game of Thrones. Dr. Anna Ripley is another one of the Briarwood henchmen that we knew we needed to bring to life, and Kelly Hu does an incredible job of that.
Don't play dumb. It won't end well for you.
God, Kelly is a villain. It's a really sharp performance.
So two of the NPCs that obviously jumped to our mind in the beginning was Lady Allura Vysoren and obviously Lady Kima of Vord. Big shoes, big characters, beloved by all. And we quickly turned to an angelic voice from Game of Thrones, Indira Varma, for Lady Allura Vysoren.
Wow, she has this grace and this prim quality to her.
I must object, Sir Finch. We don't even know what the creature is. Demon, elemental, and how do you propose we capture it?
She was able to deliver this very delicate, soft, but powerful dialogue.
I love you, Matt. I love your voice as Allura, but it's so amazing to hear the woman come to life.
And then her partner in crime, Kima of Vord, played by the incredibly funny Stephanie Beatriz.
She has just the perfect cadence and the
people thought the voice of Kima was Ashley Birch.
Perfect deadpan delivery and just nails
I've
it
seen
with
some
her
things,
total disdain
some
for the
sayings thinking
entire
that was
group of
Ashley.
Vox Machina.
I didn't.
She's large and in charge, even though she's under 4 feet tall.
Stephanie is a fantastic badass of the utmost variety.
Playing a badass is an internal thing. It is about the space that you've decided that you take up. It isn't about how small or big you are.
She just like got it immediately and sounds exactly like I pictured Kima sounding.
While I miss Matt as Lady Kima, I'm pretty happy with who we got.
Another immensely talented voiceover actress, the illustrious Grey Griffin. She is our Delilah Briarwood.
Villains, I've been playing them for decades, and they're just so deliciously wonderful to play.
Delilah is
that.
a very complicated villain.
I liken her to sort of like a big cat. I'll kill you when I'm feeling like it, but right now I'm just having fun.
She grasped so many facets of the subtlety and that brimming intensity and threat, while still keeping that cordial presentery
I
upper
love the
crust.
art she got
She relishes
behind her
in the
her
villainous
room.
aspect. But she
Her
really gets
recording room.
the heart of
Her little
Delilah.
studio.
She does do horrible, horrible things, but it's all in the name of love, so you have to root for her just a little bit.
We also have the talented Darren De Paul joining us as
Yeah!
Stonefeld.
He's grotesque. He's evil.
Yeah.
He's disgusting. He is
Please
a
have a
mess.
clip.
So I'm sure we're like, of course, Darren. He's disgusting. He's evil. He's a mess. We've got to
This
make
dude-
it him.
Darren
Awesome.
is
Reinhardt.
not convinced as human.
So dope.
He can make creatures come out of him that don't really make sense.
Nobody's going to get into that part of the basement of their voice like Darren can.
Death to the Derolers! There's the great joy in playing someone who just doesn't give a damn.
Yeah.
Watching
Love that.
this universe come to life, it's bigger and more complex than I even imagined.
These are adult stories, adult themes, and because it's animated, it means that you can do so much more.
Anything that you can think of, anything that you can dream up, that can be brought to life in the world of animation.
Who would have thought that we would get to tell these stories in this medium, and people aren't ready for how vibrant and exciting it looks.
That's what I'm
Very
saying.
like
This
those
is going to be
cartoons that you
the-
watched as
one
a
of the
kid.
best things to
It
ever
kind of
come
reeks
out.
of nostalgia, but with swear words. And what could be better?
It feels like our little group is just starting to expand and grow.
For many, many years, this was truly a world that only existed in a handful of people's imagination.
It feels like these characters that we have lived with for years now have been given new life.
The fact that there are all these critters who are invested in this means that, fuck, it needs to be seen, it needs to be made.
This is because of you, and I know this brings tears to my eyes. It's kind of an amazing thing.
Indulge and engage with this moment that you helped create, because without you, it would not have been.
Knowing that the Legend of Vox Machina was creator made from top to bottom, there's a certain magic to
Yeah,
that.
there's a certain
that
magic,
I
yeah.
don't think you can get anywhere else.
Marissa's right.
People say stuff
Yeah.
like, "This is your world.
Hands
You
down.
created this stuff." Like I, to a degree, helped to facet it, but I am one of many storytellers in this. Me and all the players at the table, and the community that watch this, and all these artists, developers, and designers.
What a
This
way
is
to
a
wrap
continued
it up.
expansion of that collaboration, and
That's-
collaboration
yeah,
is
that's
key.
Beautiful.
This isn't my world anymore. This is our world.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. I'm so glad to have stumbled upon it with all of the critters when I have. Yeah. Yeah. Hands down. It's just. So, I'll let this roll out. Oh, whoops. Well, yeah. I will say, sorry that I didn't know all of the voice actors. I know some of them, and even the ones from Game of Thrones, I don't actually know that well. I've heard them from other things and other people just here and there. But yeah, I hope what I said in the beginning kind of made sense. I don't know how to really. In the past, I would have been able to explain it a lot better, but I haven't really talked about anything in that manner before, where it's kind of like people believe in this world is like, you know, there needs to be like some sort of certificate or something that says that you're qualified to do some certain amount of thing, when I feel like people who are, there's just like natural talent in people naturally that can, like, it's almost like this is something that I really it's like the champion or someone who is legendary is the person that you don't know, is the person that's never been met. The best person has never truly been discovered. There will always be the person in the limelight, but it's like there will always be another champion or some great idea or something that is still not heard of, still being whipped up and coming into creation in the background. I feel like that all just ties into basically what I was saying earlier, where it's like, you know, when people are like shocked that someone, I don't know, it makes sense to me. Maybe it'll make sense to some of y'all, but I absolutely love this. This is dope to see. You know what's cool is I'm glad that I well, divine timing, everything happened at the perfect time for a reason. I'm glad to have come into the world right before that this all came to like fruition for them. So I'm like right here getting into it, and I didn't like come after the show's been out and much later in the year. I'm glad I could see basically everything that went into this, and I'm still starting campaign 1 for the first time, so there's still gonna be so much new stuff for me. But other than that, yeah, I will see y'all. Much love and light, and oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome. All right, peace out.